Molly Rector is the CMO and Executive Vice President of Product Management and Global Marketing for DataDirect Networks. Now, DataDirect Networks, by the way, serving the financial services industry, Rusty, manufacturing, oil and gas, many other industries for more than 15 years. And they design and develop and optimize systems to enable these places to make more money. And that's really what it comes down to.
Well, yeah.
Joining us here in the program, Molly Rector. Molly, thanks for stopping by today. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me.
So okay. Will you please tell us what IT is? Because we'd have never 18 years of broadcasting. We just figured out what the internet was. So maybe you can tell us what this IT business is. Because
Sure.
Will you tell us? Maybe break it down for the ridiculous person here, Rusty Nailz.
Thank you.
Well, sure. I just got off an airplane from Amsterdam at a broadcasting trade show. So you guys do use our IT services. However, IT, information technology, it's really all about how we're using computers, networks, cloud, big data to make changes in the world, whether for healthcare or to make more money in financial markets or to create new automobiles. That's really what DDN is about and how we use technology to impact the world.
Are you like a translator for a bunch of different types of programs or something like that? It's almost like that game, what is it, you're like guessing at what you do for a living. So, yeah. Are you like a translator for all the different things? Hold on now.
No, these guys assist in all of these companies in their IT needs in every step of the way. By the way, I have to ask you about massive data collection. Because I've heard that data collection and data sales to the Oracles of the world and the Intels of the world is big business. Talk about that a little bit, because I know that's something you guys sort of participate in, and I know there's a bit of a shift in the technology market when it comes to collecting big data.
Yeah, absolutely. So data is coming in from everywhere, whether it's this radio program and we save that content on a storage system to later go do audio recognition programs to figure out, was this a good show based on the inflection of the announcers and the person speaking?
Wow.
Or is it surveillance cameras in Walmart that are being used to do facial recognition to figure out as you're moving around the store what commercial advertisements that capture your attention? Do you like Pop-Tarts? Do you like flashing signs in your face? So that's, we're collecting data from all kinds of places. And then there's more obvious places, computers. We have these massive computers, whether it's IBM's Watson, which can learn on its own, or it's computers that are being used by universities to sequence the human genome.
What the hell do we do with
have a sequencer in a healthcare office?
What are we doing with all this data, though? I mean, I'm
a little worried.
Yeah, I'm not really worried. Why is this useful to a big corporation?
Yeah, so for a big corporation, it's all about becoming predictive about where should they invest. If you're thinking about active trading day, that guys are looking at real time, where should they be making investments? If they can have more data to look at, they can figure out better trends. That as they run analytics, if they have 2 days worth of market data, they might be able to figure out a little bit of a pattern. If they have 2 years of market data, they can really start to correlate predictably where the best place to make trade is.
This is what I look at when I look at technical analysis. I look at moving average conversions. I look at end divergence, and I look at stochastic oscillators. I can't tell you much after 2 days. I can tell you after a full year how something's going to trend. Her name is Molly Rector, by the way. She is the CMO and the Executive Vice President of Product Management and Global Marketing for DataDirect Networks, DDN, as they call themselves. Their website is ddm.com.
Yeah.
So tell us about the paradigm shift going on in big data, because I know things aren't as they were, and what does that mean for you guys?
Yeah, so really what it's all about is there used to take very specialist people, something called a data scientist, who knew how to put all this kind of data together and get some kind of useful results out of it. Now we're selling to every kind of company that you can think of. I really was just at a broadcasters conference in Amsterdam where we were talking about how can you use data in the broadcast industry, both for targeted advertising, but also where should you target your shows. It's a big shift that the technology, the services that used to really just go into the very scientific communities, now everyone needs access to them. And the traditional companies, you think about Oracle as the big place to go for data.
Yeah.
But that's very structured database data. It's a bunch of zeros and ones put into a specific order.
Okay.
It's not things like images. It's not things like audio files.
Which makes a big difference.
So I was kind of right.
Yeah,
you get all these
difference, and how you make use of that is becoming strategic in enterprises globally as they try to become more competitive in a faster and faster paced market.
Molly, I got about a minute here. What makes you guys bigger, better, faster, stronger, cheaper? What's the tiebreaker for you? What's the differentiator for DDN?
The tiebreaker is we built our business around doing this with the supercomputing university folks who've been using data-driven analytics for decades. And that's where our business is optimized. We power 2/3 of the top 100 largest sites in that area. And now we're bridging that into the enterprise to help the enterprise with decades of experience. So it's not new to us.
We want you to be our IT expert from here on out. I want you to come on. You have to explain all things IT because you look at Russ. Russ is breathing through his mouth.
It's a little blurry here.
I'm not. She
so
did
the
a fantastic
camera sees
job.
me spending a little too much time in the tequila aisle. All of a sudden, I get a discount coupon.
You're getting tequila discount
for
coupons.
La Jolla.
That's what's it called?
Well, good.
That's good.
I like
Her
that.
name, Molly Rector. Molly Rector, DataDirect Networks, DDN. Go to DDN.com. Thank you, Molly. Good stuff. Big shout out to our good friends at 1-800-PR for bringing those guys to us.
I still think I was
They
right.
were the best guests. You know what do I think about right? You weren't right. You weren't even close.
They translate all the, like a video and where you sift the web and all that other guy.
They sift it.
Sift
They sift it.
Thank you.
They
I
sift.
can do
Nailed
no
it.
more, people. Like me on
Sachs is gonna
Facebook or something. Tweet me.